All right. Well, I kind of like Kefru's prediction from last week because he was half right, but he was also kind of half wrong. He said the Bengals are gonna win, but they were not gonna shock the world by doing it. And it's really weird because they did it still in shocking fashion, right? They were down 18 in the first half. But then also this is what they did last time. Last time they were down 14. They were down 28-14, I believe, entering the second half. But I mean, I got to give props to the Bengals defense, like especially on that last possession, right? Cuz up into that Tyreek Hill pass that set them up for like end goal at the end of the first half. From the beginning of the game until that point, the Chiefs looked unstoppable. They were just steamrolling. Like Patrick Mahomes is like 18-21, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 150 passer rating, unstoppable. And then they stopped Tyreek Hill. The Chiefs got too greedy. Instead of taking the points, they went to Tyreek Hill. Mahomes, I think, thought they had a timeout. They didn't. And after that, they go and get another stop because the Chiefs got the ball after overtime. I mean, like, there was like a really good play by Trey Flowers. Trey Flowers is like the perfect guy to put on Travis Kelce, at least corner-wise. Like, he got like a crucial stop on him on third down, and then the Bengals just, like, that momentum was all in their favor. What y'all got to say about the game, broadly speaking?
The reason why I said they weren't going to shock the world, maybe they did shock the world in shocking fashion, like you said, but the reason why I said that was because when I saw the Chiefs, when they went on that little winning streak they had, and they went on that, they absolutely obliterated my Steelers, and I'm like, what the fuck did you guys expect? When they beat the Bills, something clicked in my head. This team's they're not going to take the Bengals seriously. Especially how Tyreek Hill, when he beat the Bills. Like,
the way he was talking.
Yeah, there's a difference between being confident, being arrogant, and being a prick. You see, the Chiefs are no longer confident. They are arrogant as hell. You can see it the way how Patrick Mahomes was playing against the Bengals. This man is just running around, all in the pocket, like it's not falling the fuck apart. And he's just trying to make a play. And I understand you can make a play with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, but at the same time, you got to understand, this is the AFC Championship. You're one step away from the Super Bowl. There's no time to be dibbity-dabbing. I don't care if I'm up by 40 points at halftime. There's no time to be dibbity-dabbing. And I saw this all playoffs long with the Chiefs. And I was thinking in my head, during this, Felix, there's a reason why when they were down that many points, I wasn't ridiculing, the Bengals, because I knew they're gonna think this shit is sweet, and they're gonna fuck up. Maybe not as bad as they did. Like Patrick Mahomes literally, turned into like a 40 overall in the second half. Like the man turned into just garbage.
You look like young Josh Allen.
Like what they did was show me who they truly are, like their true colors. They're a bunch of arrogant guys who think we're simply just better than you. And when you don't respect a professional sport, you have to remember they're one of one. Everyone who's in the NFL is one of one. 1% of players that play football in any kind of league that made it to the highest level. They're there for a reason, regardless if you're an undrafted 7th-round pick or 1st-round pick. They do not respect their opponents when they get up. They don't. As you can see it last week against the Bills when Tyreek Hill put up the peace sign and he knows that's a taunting penalty. Like you can see, yeah, you can see. You saw when they played the Bengals in week 17? What was it, week 17? And then Travis Kelce, he scored that touchdown. He's doing all these dances. He's going into the end zone. You saw it against the Chargers when he was doing all those dances in OT. When he got that OT touchdown, he's like dancing, going into the end zone. I understand you're happy, bro, but you on OT for a reason. You couldn't win in regulation.
I mean, like, my main thing is adjustment. The Bengals adjusted. Like, one thing I saw key that they did in the second half is they were still able to get pressure, but they were only rushing 3. This really does speak to how good B.J. Hill, Sam Hubbard, Trey Hendrickson have been this playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
So they were rushing 3. They dropped 8 guys in the coverage. I think they spied him a lot. And like I said, Patrick Mahomes just could not adjust. I mean, Tyreek Hill was really quiet in the second half. I think he had 0 catches on like 2 targets, and then one of them was the interception that Mahomes threw in overtime. I think the problem is with a lot of the media narratives, it's drawn as the Chiefs collapsing, but it really should be seen as the Bengals adjusting to the Chiefs perfectly. Like Mahomes had arguably the worst half of football in his career. And it's really funny because in that second half, how many points did he put up? 3?
3.
Exactly how much. Yep, exactly how much they put up in the second half in their first game against the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, this is not just the Chiefs collapsing. Obviously, Mahomes didn't look the same. But give props to the Bengals defense for adjusting to the Chiefs. I mean, and then also their offense finally getting things rolling. That Samaje Perine, the Bengals scat back, key player, man. That touchdown he had on that screen, that's what got the momentum shifting, and that was just a great play, a great effort. But I mean, like I said, it was a great game to watch, extremely entertaining, and I mean, Mahomes will be back, all right? There's no doubt in my mind that Mahomes will be back. But hey, the Bengals are for real. You can't deny. I mean, you're in the fucking Super Bowl. There's no way you're making a Super Bowl.
Every touchdown Joe Burrow has thrown has been luck.
I just want to say this. Joe Burrow is probably the smoothest quarterback in the NFL, man.
Yes, sir.
Like, just his whole demeanor, even when you're down 21-3, is just the same as when he's up.
Yeah.
I mean, he just wants to win. And you can see it. I mean, his players rally around him for sure. And to see such a young team just turn around this quickly, I mean, that is just...
And the thing is, like I said, they're winning games in different ways. Right? Like, the Raiders game was just the Bengals are just a better team that game, flat out. The Titans game, it's a low-scoring, gritty game, and Joe Burrow's able to still throw over 350 yards despite getting sacked 9 times. And then now it's a statement comeback win.
You know the sorry to cut you off, but the craziest part about that Titans game, he didn't only get sacked 9 times. I think he got hit, like quarterback hits in total, was 15.
Jesus. And then like, this is one thing that I've seen a lot of people say, like close to the Bengals and whatnot, talking about Joe Burrow, is that he loves, not that he loves getting hit, but like he loves the game. He loves the pressure. Like he plays football like a linebacker. Like he's willing to embrace the hits. And it's so weird watching him too in the pocket, cause this man, I don't even know how to explain it, because it's not like he's like super fast or he's super mobile, but like he's like a contortionist in the pocket. Like he just finds ways to not get hit. But nah, Joe Burrow, like I said, like Zip said, ice cold veins, no pressure, nothing gets to him, and I'm really excited to see how that's gonna look in the Super Bowl.
How would I say this? What you were trying to say about him in the pocket is what we think Carson Wentz should be in the pocket.
Yeah.
Except for the shenanigans.
Yeah. And then like we've talked about before how like when Joe Burrow makes a bad play, it's like a really bad play. Like it's boneheaded type, like only like 1% of the time, but outside of that 1%, he is absolutely phenomenal. He's cut down on that. I mean, yeah, he's thrown 2 picks, and I'll say the pick he threw against the Chiefs wasn't really a good pick. But the Titans one, that wasn't even really on him. It went off the running back's hands and whatnot. But he's really not made that boneheaded play in a while now. So I think part of this is just like the learning process, and the fact that he's in the Super Bowl and he's still getting better as a quarterback. I mean, that's just really scary to the NFL. Or at least it should be.
No. One more thing before we get off the Chiefs, Bengals. I gotta say this, man. Yes, I will give the Bengals, especially their defense, all the credit they deserve. They played really well against the Chiefs. They switched a lot of things up. You know, they bracketed the shit out of Tyreek Hill. And I don't even understand how they got to it. But Patrick Mahomes only rushed in 3, but they did. But if there's one thing I gotta say, Patrick Mahomes played like a fucking idiot at times in that game. That fucking fumble he had that almost made them lose the game for the field goal.
Yep.
I'm sitting here thinking in my head, what are you like? Why are you running around trying to get a bro? You just need what are you doing? You just turned a 20-yard field goal into like a 43-yard field goal, and then he also
they were trying to score a touchdown.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here thinking, if you're not going to get a touchdown, don't make it harder on your kicker, right? But he does that. He does that Patrick Mahomes shit right before halftime when they're obviously trying to go for a touchdown. Same situation. They're trying to get a touchdown rather than getting a field goal. Right before halftime, you got 5 seconds left. And you're like, what, 6 yards away from the end zone? You have 5 seconds. Why are you throwing the ball to the flats after a fake jet sweep?
You either quick toss to the end zone to Kelsey or
just throw it out of bounds. Yeah. I'm just sitting here thinking like, your IQ, bro, like what's going on, Patrick? Like what's going on in your head? You know, it's shit like that. That was a main contributor to why they lost. But all the credit to the Bengals. The Bengals won that game. The Chiefs did not lose. I don't care what nobody says. The Bengals won that game.
I mean, I'll say this about Mahomes. That's always been the thing with him. I would say something similar to Carson Wentz. It's only that Mahomes is just so good that we rarely see this. But I mean, like, this is exactly what was going on with the Chiefs in that early portion of the season. We saw, like, in that football team game, this boneheaded pick that he threw. We saw it in the Titans game, the Ravens game, the first Chargers game. It was just him making bad decisions. Not because, like, he's not a good quarterback, but because his game is so predicated on doing all the extra stuff that sometimes it just backfires and, you know.
It makes him look like a goddamn idiot.
Yeah, exactly.